What an amazing topic we have this week. The topic of your next spiritual awakening, your next psychic change, your next massive increase of conscious understanding. Isn't this good news? Well, Mr. Greg, how do you know that this is going to happen? Well, let's harken back to 1859, shall we? It was a significant year for many reasons. A lot went on in the world. The United States was careening toward a civil war. I think it was the year that John Brown tried to raid Harper's Ferry in Virginia, if my history is correct, and it failed miserably. And Robert E. Lee, of all people, caught him, and then they hanged him. But there was something else that happened terribly significant in 1859, and that is the book Origin of the Species was published. And we all know who wrote that book, right? Charles Darwin. And some say it was the most significant year in human history. I don't really agree with that, but the theory of evolution was delivered to the world. And evolution, the origin of the species, the random mutation that leads to the endless unfoldment of organic creatures. And so everybody agrees in evolution, or agrees with evolution nowadays. Even the religionists were forced into it, and it kind of put an end to the earth being 6,000 years old and there's no such thing as dinosaurs, etc. So it was a great mental scientific awakening for mankind. And yet, even to this day, the theory of evolution holds that these changes, this evolution, is the result of random mutation, just random stuff that goes on. You give random mutations enough time, and green slime evolves to write Shakespeare. But you know me, and I think I know you. I think that you have a sense that there's an intelligent design behind the beauty of evolution. And so it's important that we're to remember that we're all evolving, and as evolving creatures, we're going to keep growing and expanding forever. We can't stop it. Life is evolving through us, and many of us have tried to stop our own evolution. Isn't that peculiar? We engaged in thoughts, activities, behaviors that seem to stagnate or block our own evolution, and yet evolution's going to happen to us anyway. I heard a great spiritual author say once that we're all gods in embryo. Don't you like that? We're God in embryo. We're dollop sparks of consciousness that have as an absolute destiny to evolve into full, absolute, complete cosmic consciousness. That's what's going on with all of us, although it's easy to forget. So what's up with this evolution stuff? Well, it's going to happen to us, and it's like a chick and an egg. After a while, it just becomes too painful and too constricting to live in such a small state of consciousness. We begin to push out against the boundaries of the limitations, restrictions, ignorance that we're living in. And this pressure pushing outward, this evolution, is going to break our current sense of self. In other words, there's going to be Greg 2.0, Greg 3.0, Doug 4.0, Dave 6.0, Christelle 9.0, Christine 13.0, Brian 17.0. I just use these as examples that no matter what, we're going to keep growing. And it's almost always the pain of being constricted that precedes the expansion into something new. It is always darkest before the dawn. Now, I don't mean to be morbid about this. Our next spiritual experience could come as the result of wisdom, cooperation, education, meditation, all these wonderful things. But we can all take great heart that if we are seemingly very stuck, very constrained, very blocked up, very stagnant, that this is always and exactly what precedes the next great spiritual awakening, because it's designed into us. We can't stop it. You can even try to stop it. It just makes it more painful. We can either be dragged behind the car of evolution, conscious advancing, or we can cooperate and actually get in the car with God and go zooming forward to these glorious new realities. The one for you, the one for me, and the one that we're all going to share together. So that was the year 1859. Anyway, hope you enjoyed today's weird and unusual talk. Keep evolving, and we'll see you all tomorrow.